Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon edition on WBS TV, where quality matters. 6 days into the third month of the year 2015, I am Mildred Tohaise. Now, the Kampala Capital City Authority has again closed another urban school, the Mutesa Memorial School in Mengo, due to poor sanitation and strategy. The urban authority found that the school dormitories were adjacent to a sewage passage, a situation they deemed risky to the health of the students.
When our health inspectors were going through, they found the environment extremely appalling, extremely by the meaning of the word.
I could go in schools and find a room shackled kind of I will say it. That's why I needed a law. I needed a law to expose myself. I give them a grace period for 1 week, which you have not given me. A warning, which you have not given me. This is not how we are going to run Uganda. I helped the country. If I was to shoot everyone, the jail would be full. I didn't do that. And I had to teach them what to do.
And on a sad note, a traditional healer in Mubende has been caught red-handed having sex with a 3-year-old, claiming that he was compensating for the money he is demanding from the parents for an alleged work of saving them from the problem of barrenness the female parent had suffered from. Alice Singula Rajab, commonly known as Jaja Nkonge, who operates in Kasambia village in Bageza sub-county in Mubende district, is the traditional healer alleged to have been found in a defilement scandal with 3-year-old Josephine Nakasumba.
The OCCID Mubende police station, Alan Tushimwe, explains that they acquired this information from the wife of Alice Singula Rajab, the traditional leader. To Sarah, who explained that she was shocked when she entered the house and found her husband nude having an affair with 3-year-old Nakasumba. This was terrifying to her and had to call neighbors for help.
Kati bweyayingira nangamba jangu. Kati bweyajja bweyangamba jangu nange nenyingira. Nangamba bikula kateni. Naye bwagibikula bati nange nenjibikula. Nagenda osanga omusajja yeebase nga n'akaana akeetadde wano ku lubuto. Nekye nakola nange nenfuluma. Nga bali bwereere.
Alice Singula, the traditional leader, says in his defense that he had taken long time demanding for the sum of money worth 120,000 shillings from the girl's parents for the work she did for them to acquire their newborn baby.
Kusooka omukyala yajja ali mulwadde ne bajja okumala abalongo. Kati olwavaamu kwe kuviiramu ebyo yajja azze okufumba ate ng'akyabanja taata waabwe ssente zaali mitwalo 12 n'akasanvu.
Salziluka, the father of the defiled minor, Nakasumba Josephine, says they were too desperate to have a child.
Ekyokubanja ekyo kyakwekwasa abakulu nabo bateegere eddala lyatubanja. Ziri embuzi yatwalanga yali tusasula ki?
However, police is now considering charging Alice Singula with a child abduction and defilement.
And on that note, we'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll look at what's happening. But just before we go, still on the local scene, Mulago National Hospital has been the first beneficiary of the KCB surgical equipment donation. The managing director of KCB Bank, Joram Kiari, says the equipment will go a long way to address the problem of night blindness, which is reported to be on the increase in Uganda, according to the latest statistics.
According to statistical data by Mulago Hospital, 38% of the patients received in different hospitals across the country have been admitted with impairment complications. This to ophthalmologists is a worrying trend in the country that call for immediate attention. Here at Mulago Hospital, the situation has already called for immediate attention, but thanks to the Kenyan Commercial Bank, which has, in good spirit, partnered with the Mulago Hospital to address the problem. The managing director of the bank, Joram Kairi, says the bank is determined to donate more support to the hospital financially and medical equipment where necessary. This is part of the bank's corporate social responsibility, where it's bound to pay back to the community. The head of the impairment department at Mulago Referral Hospital, Dr. Amos Mwaka, is convinced that the offer will go along to ease operations at the hospital. However, he does not rule out the partnership calling for more outsourcing services to other referral hospitals across the country with similar challenges. Professor Samuel Isonga, the lead eye surgeon, says for close to 10 years now the department operated without such surgical equipment, which greatly affected their services negatively. He says with this offer, eye and sight problems will no longer be a major problem at the department.
This service has been confined to countries with robust economies. In conclusion, this means that the poor should have their type of surgery and the rich their different type of surgery, which in this case would be focal emulsification.
However, World Health Organization findings into childhood blindness and low vision in Uganda indicate that 14.8% had visual impairment, 6.5% severe visual impairment, and 63.2% were blind, and 15.2% were too young to test.
The afternoon edition. I'll take a short break. When we return, we'll look at international news.
There are spotless and stories born. There is going home or finding home. There's the desire. The hard way. There's side or setting.
Welcome back from the break. We take a look at what's happening elsewhere in the world. An airstrike by Syrian government officers and forces has killed a senior commander of the Al-Nusra Front, the Syrian branch of Al-Qaeda, the group. The Sana state news agency said Abu Haman al-Shami, also known as Al-Faruq al-Suri, was killed in a special army operation in Idlib province on Thursday. We have the details in this report.
Nusra confirming that it lost several commanders, including the number 2 in the organization, Abu Haman al-Shami, considered really the military brain behind the organization, but Nusra really didn't divulge more details. We don't know. We haven't heard, for example, from the leader of the movement, Mohammed al-Golani. There were some reports yesterday that he was in this meeting, but of course these are still unconfirmed. Now, what we know is that there was a high-level meeting of senior commanders in Idlib when that meeting was targeted. Who is the Nusra Front? This is Syria's Al-Qaeda branch. They are powerful players on the ground. ground. This is why analysts say this is a major blow. It's a powerful hit. This group really has been fighting on the front lines, dealing severe blows to the Syrian government. Just a few days ago, they attacked the Syrian Air Force intelligence headquarters in Aleppo city. So at the end of the day, this blow serves or benefits the Syrian government, because the Syrian government really faces two main rivals on the ground, Nusra and the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, especially since it managed to wipe out most of the moderate opposition. And Nusra really had a role in that as well, because as of late, Nusra declared war on the main moderate opposition group in the north, Hazm movement, a group which is tied to the West, a group which receives arms from the West.
Still on the international scene in Libya, 4 years after the uprising that toppled longtime leader Muammar al-Gaddafi, Libya still remains a nation divided. Rival governments and their respective armed forces are competing for power as the opposing militias battle as well for control. Now, apparently, talks between the warring parties are raging on under the auspices of the United Nations. However, what remains now to be understood is whether the two will reach a final peace deal.
This is the go-between. United Nations representative Bernardino Leon is meeting here with members of the Tripoli-based government, recognized as legitimate by the country's constitutional court.
We came here because there is a crisis in Libya. The others don't want to talk to us. They want chaos to continue. They continue to bomb our cities, but we want this round of talks to succeed.
The UN envoy moves to another room to talk with members of the internationally recognized government of Tobruk. Libya has two governments and two armies. They have been fighting each other for control.
The fact that we are here means we are building trust, which hasn't been the case in the past. All the parties want to solve the problem, implement a ceasefire, form a national unity government, and appoint a new prime minister.
Rival factions in the past brushed aside calls for dialogue, each laying its claim as the legitimate authority in Libya.
So far I can tell you that there is a sense of, if not optimism, at least a sense that it is possible to make a deal. And this is something very important because in the last months this was not the case.
For years, violence in the country has claimed the lives of thousands of people and forced many others to flee for safety. It has also played into the hands of groups claiming allegiance to the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, raising concerns Libya's civil war could destabilize the whole region.
Thank you for your time. The afternoon edition finally comes to an end. We'll keep you updated on more stories in our other subsequent bulletins. But for sports, you catch that up after this edition with Web Daniel Sebaki Jane and CKM Izanyo. I'm Mildred Tohai. Say good afternoon.